and I'm going to start by sharing my screen with you. And let's have a look at. I'm
You can keep it on.
Yeah.
You don't make noise in the background.
Yeah, and also, yeah, if you can keep any background noise to the minimum, and if it gets too noisy, I will mute you all. Suitplay.com you can download from, or you can get access to from a website called suitplay.com. And when you type it in, it opens up this website here. And what you have to do is send an email to that strange looking email address, and they will send you a link. Now, and then you can install it. It runs on Windows, so you either have to have a Windows program, but there are apps, although I haven't tried them personally, that should allow you to run Windows on your iPad or other platforms. Now, I can't recommend those. I don't know anything about them, but I don't know if anyone online has had an experience of those. Have you?
No.
So in theory, if you can run, a Windows emulation program on your iPhone or iPad, then you could run this software too. So I don't know about that. Humphrey also asked if it was safe, and of course I can't guarantee it is safe. What I can say is that this software has been, downloaded and used many, probably tens or hundreds of thousands of times, and if there were a problem, I think we would probably know about it. So I imagine it's safe. I hope it's safe anyway. This is the screen you get when you run Suitplay, and basically it comes up here with a blank screen, and it allows you to put in any suit combination, and it's going to show you the best way to play that suit. Now, before this software was around, there were actually books with pages and pages of suit combinations showing you the best way to play them. But that's all been superseded by this software, which is free, by the way. Or it's freeware. I think they ask you to make a donation if you want to. But so basically, what you do is you type in a suit for the north hand. So here I'm typing ace, jack, and then for low cards, I'm just going to type X's, and it puts in the lowest cards available. Then I'm going to click on a cards for south, and I'm putting the king and three X's. Okay, could whoever's turn their radio off, please? Thank you. And then I click on OK, and now it's going to show me the way to play this suit combination. And what it does on the right here, it's got all possible distributions of the remaining cards and the probability of each of those. So, for example, it's saying the probability that West has got the Queen 10XX and East is void. There's one chance of that, and the probability of that is 4.78. So this is with no knowledge about where the cards are. And what it's saying by this underlining is that you should lead one of the cards that's underlined, and that will lead to the best line of play. Here on the left, it's giving us that there's only one line of play that it recommends, line A. We'll look at some others in a minute where there's more than one possible way you can play it. And it's saying that if your goal is 5 tricks, you should use line A, and that's a 53.13% chance of 5 tricks. If your goal of 4 tricks, then you have a 95.21% chance of making at least 4 tricks. Okay, and in fact, you can see this reflected here on the right, that all these will end in 4 or 5 tricks, except that one line, which will lead to 3 tricks. Okay, and what it's saying in terms of the way to play it is that as the MP best stands for match point best. So if you're playing in match point scoring, which is what we're doing here, the best line is also line A, but there's only one line, so it's all irrelevant in that case. So what it's saying is that if the lead, for example, is in the south hand here, you can lead any of the cards that are underlined. So if I type in 5 here, Okay, it will lead that. Then I will put in whatever I want West to play. So I'll just put in an X for a low card. And then it's saying that I should play the ace from dummy. Okay, and a low card over there. Okay, then I press a semicolon to get onto the next trick. And now it's saying if the lead is in dummy, I should play a low card there, the 2. If they play low, now I should play the king. Okay, and obviously whatever happens, we don't know. Depends how the cards divide. But what that meant in terms of this distribution is it's that situation where you've got 9 cards between you and dummy, missing the queen, and it's basically telling you that the best way to play this is to cash both high honours, to cash the king and then cash the ace, or the ace and the king. And that's better than trying any kind of finesse. Okay? Any questions on that?
Yes.
If I want, yeah.
Sorry, Tony, are the odds of the drop not better than the finesse anyway?
Well, yeah, that's right. It's saying the odds of the drop are better than the finesse. Exactly. So that's why that's that saying in bridge, 8 ever, 9 never, saying that with this kind of combination, don't finesse, just cash the king and then the ace, or the ace and the king. If I make a slight change, let's suppose I remove one of the cards so that we've now got just 8 cards. Now the odds have gone down a little bit, and it's now saying the best way to play this suit combination is to, if the lead is in your hand, to cash the king. So I'm going to play the king there, and then play low cards from everyone else. And then to lead a low card, and if this hand plays low, now it's saying I should play the jack. In other words, I'm trying to finesse against the queen. And if the queen was on my left, that finesse will succeed. And if everyone has followed, now I'll make all 4 tricks. So basically, it's saying that with this combination, you're going to finesse, but your best line of play is to start with the king and then finesse towards the jack. Okay, and that gives you a slight increased chance of making an extra trick if in some situations, especially if the queen is a singleton, it will fall under that. So you can replay, any suit combination you've come across and see if you've played it the right way, and also you can learn from this of the best way to play various suit combinations that you're uncertain about.
Tony?
Yeah.
Does it depend on where the lead comes from?
Yes. So, I mean, on this particular situation, it's saying that if the lead is in dummy, I should lead the 3 and play the king. If the lead is in my hand, I should cash the king. Okay, that's what it means by the underlining there. That's what that means.
Really? You should lead the king?
Yes. If you only remember one thing from this from this lesson today, you're saying you have a slightly better advantage rather than leading low.
Are you hoping the queen is going to drop?
Yes, it gives you a marginal chance. It's not a lot. It's
very marginal.
Well, you can see what chance it is. It's 2.83 that the queen is in the west hand, and 2.83 that it's in the other hand. Okay, so it's giving you a 5% or something advantage. So do it. Do what it says. Sorry if someone could keep their phones down. Yeah. So so that's the right way to play this suit combination. And even if you do it and it doesn't work out, at least you can comfort yourself that you found the right line of play. Okay. Let's try a couple more. Let's suppose here's one that often causes a bit of uncertainty. Suppose you've got let's get rid of all of these cards here. Oh, by the way, when you're entering a 10, you put in a T for that. And I just put in X's for low cards there. And in this hand, I'll just put 3 small cards. So here's one where you have King, Queen, 10, XX, opposite 3 low cards. And I hope you can see It's again got just one line of play, and the match point best is line A, so that's the one we're going to follow. And it's saying, by underlining these cards, it's saying we should start with a low card here from our hand. Okay, and if a low card is played from dummy, we should play the king or the queen. Okay, so if we play that, and let's suppose that wins the trick, it's now saying that I should try to get back to my hand and lead the suit again. So this assumes you can get back to your hand, and we'll talk about that in a moment too. But if you can, it's now suggesting you lead that suit again, and if a low card is played this time, now the best line is actually to play the 10, not the king. Okay, so it's saying you should play the 10, and up here it's showing by graying out the possibilities that cannot occur any longer because of the cards that have been played. It's showing you what are the possible how the possible cards might go, and you can study this if you like, or you can sort of try and remember this. But it's saying the best line here is to play the 10, and you're hoping for some kind of distribution like that where the ace wins. And then at this point, I don't think it matters. We'll just play the king, and everyone. Okay, so if here it's come up with this warning. If you choose the defense cards in such a way that they're not playing well, it'll come with this warning, and it will say the defense hasn't done very well there. So that's a rather odd one. So, but that's fine. You can whatever you do, and you can sort of analyze this and see what you make of it. I wanted to just look at a couple of others. What about this one? King, Queen, 9, XX. And in this hand, I'm going to put the Ace, 10, XX. So this is a nice suit you've got. And if you try this one, for example, you'll see it actually says that you should be able to make all 5 tricks 100% of the time. Now let's think about it. We've got 5 cards in dummy, 4 in our hand. So the opponents have got 4. And the only combinations that are of any concern is if they're divided 4-0. Do you see that? If they're not, then when we cash Ace, King, Queen, they'll all make anyway. But if they're 4-0, they could make a trick with one of the cards, but not if we play it correctly. What it's saying on this one is that if, for example, we lead the 4 from our hand, if they play low here, we should play the king. Start by cashing the king or the queen, in other words, because if we do that and then we discover, for example, that one hand here east is now void, we can now finesse against the jack. So in other words, because we started with the ace here and the king queen here, the right line to start with is to cash the king or the queen. You will then discover if it's a 4-0 break, and if it is, you'll still be able to finesse against the jack. So this one shows you a 100% foolproof way of making all the tricks.
But how can you do that? But remember all this.
How do you remember it all? Well, yeah, someone was muttering that. Well, we might come on to that. I just want to cover a couple of other interesting ones that I think are worth talking about. This
Sorry,
is one
Tony,
that...
can I ask a question, please?
Yeah.
The previous one.
Yeah.
Then you've got 9 cards, and basically, the moment we play 4 and discover that the right-hand opponent is void, then the next time you play low or the 10, the right-hand opponent's opponent, that means the left-hand opponent, will know that he's void, and he'll know that his jack will win.
Well, it won't win because you have the because you've got the. In other words, if you win the first trick with the queen, then if someone is void, you will discover it when you play the queen, and now you don't have to lose to the jack because you'll know where the jack is,
Oh, I see.
and you'd be able to finesse again against him. Okay.
Yes.
So
Yeah. Thank you.
so it's because you've got two honors in one hand and one in the other. The right line to play here is to play the honor where you've got two, and then you'll be able to finesse against either opponent. Should that turn up? Of course, it's not a great high chance that it'll be that, but it's just under 5% each time. So it's just under 10% that line of play will help you. So these are some kind of suit combinations that you can learn about. We'll talk about them that as well. I just wanted to cover one or two more. Suppose you've got the king XXX. Is it the queen XXX? And this might be a trump suit, of course. And this, where's that gone? See, I need to select a line of play. Is it? Yeah. Yeah, here it's giving me alternate lines of play, actually. So it's giving me a choice of 3 lines of play. But really what one I want to look at is the one that says match point best. And it's giving me that 2 lines of play are equally good. Line A and line B, they're the match point best. And the chance of me getting 3 tricks, obviously I can't win 4 tricks because I'm missing the A's, is line A or B. Line C will be another. Line C will be is a slightly different way of playing it, and I think that gives you the best chance of making 2 tricks if that's your goal. But in match points, you want to make as many tricks as possible generally. So you can either play line A, and if I click on line A there, it's basically saying I should lead a low card here. So maybe from my hand I should lead a low card like the 5. If a low card is played from dummy, then play the king. Okay. And if that wins the trick, now the right line to play is to play back the other way. And if no high card is played, sorry, I went too far. If no high card is played, it's now saying I should duck. I should not play the queen on the way back. In other words, the distribution we're hoping for is, really this one now, where the ace started off as a doubleton, and we can make 3 tricks, but we have to duck on the way back. And this is perhaps a common, fairly common layout that with just one honor, the king in one hand, queen in the other. If you lead towards the honor and it wins, and you've only got 8 cards, then play a low card and duck on the way back. It's saying that is the best line to make 3 tricks on that one. And line B is exactly playing the same hand, but exactly the opposite way. You would lead a low card from dummy, and if you play the queen and it wins the trick, then the way to play it on the way is to then lead a low card from your hand. And if a low card is played, let's go back here. So if the queen wins the trick, then it's saying that on the way back we might play the 5 from our hand, and if a low card is played there, then don't play the king. Okay, you're hoping to make a trick with your king. But you can only really have a good chance to make it if the ace is started out as a doubleton. So your chance for 3 tricks is not that great, just 13.6%. But nonetheless, that's the best way to play it. Anyone have any questions on that? So you can try any of these out after you've played them. I want to show you one other thing. You can put in certain stipulations. So let's suppose I put 3 low cards in dummy and something like ace, queen, 10, and 2 low cards in my own hand, I can put in that combination. Where's it gone? Okay, I can put in that combination, and it's showing me different ways to play this. And I might, I'm going to again choose match point best, which will be line A, and it's saying that the way to make this is going to be, playing in a certain way. But I can put in certain stipulations. For example, you click on this more link here, and I can say, for example, that there are limited entries to dummy. So I could say, for example, if there's only 1 entry to dummy, you tick that and put in the number, and that will mean that you may have to play this in a slightly different way. So if I select here on A, it's saying that if I lead a low card from dummy, okay, that this time I should play the queen rather than the 10 you might have been thinking was the right card to play, because there are no more entries to dummy. So you can put in those stipulations when you want to analyze a hand, and you can see if you found the right line to play any combination that you have come across. Just before the lesson tonight, Humphrey sent me an interesting email, both asking if it's safe and also, are you allowed to use this if you're playing online? And I'm not sure of the answer to this. I suspect the answer is no. But the EBU have published guidelines about playing online, and they have said that you are allowed to look at your system card and any notes. So you can look at notes to see how you can play suit combinations, I guess, but I don't think it would extend to using software to help you. Also, it would obviously slow you down a lot if you're trying to run this. So I don't know. I will try and get an authoritative reply about that, but I suspect the answer is probably not. Although, of course, you couldn't actually be stopped from doing it. Although someone might be suspicious if you were playing very slowly. So that was really all I wanted to cover on this. Try it yourself. It's quite interesting, if you've got a difficult hand as declarer and you think, did I play that right? Should I have played the suit combination in a different way? And I think it's quite revealing if you want to improve your declarer play.
Thank you, Tony.
Does anyone have any questions about any of that?
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, Tony.
Yeah, okay. It's free software, so give it a try if you like. And if there are no questions about that, I hope to see you all online around 7:30.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tony.
So thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Okay, bye everyone.
Thanks,
Bye.
Tony. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye everyone.
Is your computer done?
I'll check.
Then do you want him to?
Take it, Tony.